you guys actually enjoy treating your customers like a piece of shit, because that's how I felt when I went to the Alamo Draft House. Okay? You know what? I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to text in your little crappy-ass theater. It was too f***ing dark in that place for me to find my seat, all right? I was using my phone as a flashlight to get to my f***ing seat. So excuse me for using my phone in USA, United States of America, where you are free to text in a theater. I was not aware that I couldn't text in your theater, all right? I've texted in all the other theaters in Austin, and no one ever gave a fuck about what I was doing on my fucking phone, all right? And it was on silent. It wasn't on loud. It wasn't bothering anybody. You guys, obviously, were being assholes to me, and I'm sure that's what you do, you know, to rip people off. You take my money, and then you throw me out. You know, I will never be coming back to your Alamo Draft House or whatever. I'd rather go to a regular theater where people are actually polite. And, you know, I'm going to tell everyone about how you are. And I'm pretty sure you guys are being on purpose. So thanks for making me feel like a customer. Thanks for taking my money.
It's chocolate. You should be very proud, Detective.
Shut up.
You've made a delicious life for yourself.
Said shut the fudge up! What?
You don't come near here. You stay away from here.
Here he comes.
What?
Are you listening, David? I was saying how much I admire you and your ice creams. You have incredible taste in fine ice creams.
What the fudge did you just say?
6 delicious flavors. They're so lovely. And once they're gone, David, they're gone.
David, step away from the prisoner. Step away, David. Step away.
What's in the box?
I'm not gonna tell you until
What's in the box? What's in the box?
We each have our weaknesses. It appears that gluttony is my sin of choice. And you add the mystery. I couldn't resist.
What's in the malted fudging box?
It's empty, David. It's empty.
No. It was full. 6 delicious flavors. Only available this month.
I know. It was delivered to your home. It was delectable.
Do you think anybody's gonna get, like, offended by this?
Just tall white Karens.
Monotony. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Dull, tedious, just plain boring. But what is this? A contender, perhaps? Something unboring by the looks of it. Jabs right at dull, an uppercut to tedium, something that keeps you on your toes, keeps your head on a swivel. A knockout punch to your old, boring workouts. Welcome to Fight Camp.
The Greening the Gateway Cities program provides trees that are planted by DCR foresters and crews hired from local communities. When you sign up as a potential tree recipient, a forester will visit your home or business to determine the best location and species of tree for maximum energy efficiency. Easy care instructions are provided, and it's all free. Find out if you are in the zone and learn more at maurbancanopy.org.
if we're honest, who wants to roll less travel? It's harder to teach us. Who wants the difficult route?
If you support safety in our schools, you will support the National Guard to come in here and keep our students safe.
People say, these students have changed. These students are lazy.
Your children aren't learning disability, they lazy.
Get students engaged so they don't want to skip classes, they want to be in their classrooms.
There are teachers in this profession who should not be teachers. There are teachers in this profession who don't care about children.
These students don't want to learn. No, the adults have changed. See, the parents don't have the back of the teachers.
He ain't slow. He ain't got no learning problem. His parents didn't give him a foundation.
Young people as a nation, we sorely need the depth and breadth of your intelligence, character, and also your clarity.
I think about, in particular, the history of people that look like me who are getting cheated.
So if you're asking me right now as an educator, what's wrong with these kids? There's nothing wrong with them.
Teachers are the most important people in the world.
They're whimpering in fear, and we're sitting here scared of them.
Because if they get it right, they'll change the world because they're in charge of the most important resource, and that's our children.
Shaolin shadow boxing and the Wu-Tang sword style. If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
Same with you. Same with you.
Get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on.
Oscar Mike Radio is a proud podcast partner of Wreaths Across America Radio, heard every Thursday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. They're also big supporters of the nonprofit I Got Your Six, Two Lives at Once. And with every wreath you sponsor through Oscar Mike Radio, $5 goes back to this great organization dedicated to making a difference in the lives of veterans, law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders battling PTSD. 2 Lives at Once pairs these brave men and women together with dogs rescued from kill shelters. In this way, 2 lives are saved at the same time by saving each other. Donate now. Go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio to help. That's wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio.
Hey guys, my name is James, but everybody calls me JJ. I'm 42 years old and I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts. Achieving this milestone is huge for me because I have wasted a lot of years of my life. You know, I struggled with addiction for years. I've been in and out of incarceration. So as far as accomplishments and milestones go, I don't have too many. So accomplishing this for me is huge. I mean, it's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do, and one of the things that I'm definitely the most proud of. Well, I had been thinking about getting my CDL for a while now, but as somebody who was released from prison not too long ago, the cost of the school was way more than I could afford. This program has given me a chance to build a career that I can actually support myself with and be proud of. It might take me a little bit longer than the average person to land a job because of my record, but I'm not going to give up. All I need is one person to say yes, and I'll be able to build on that and get some experience and go to the next level. Huge shout out to Emerge program and my 2 coaches, Cody and Eric. Why wouldn't you choose Emerge? I mean, not only do they pay for all the costs of the school and other costs such as, RMV fees, DOT fees. You may also be eligible to get a stipend at some point, but all that aside, just the level of support and encouragement is second to none. I mean, I can call or text my coach at almost any time of the day, and if he doesn't respond, he's getting back to me the next day. It's just reassuring to know you have people on your team that want to see you succeed. So I literally cannot think of one bad thing to say about Emerge, and I would recommend it to anyone who is interested in getting their CDL. I think that programs like this are monumental in reducing the amount of recidivism that we have in this country. People who have made a lot of mistakes but have done a complete 180 and changed their lives. And the things that I did in the past, that wasn't me. That's not the person that I am today. So I believe that people deserve second chances if they want to do the work and really want to change. And programs like this are huge because, especially if you're just getting released from incarceration, a lot of these things aren't feasible because of the costs. So when you give somebody this, hope and opportunity, it's huge, because if they really want to change, they're going to take it and run with it. So I hope that programs like this continue, because people deserve second chances, and I'm grateful. I'm super grateful.
Master Yoda I am. And listen you must to HulaZoo.com.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What?
What country you from?
What?
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
What?
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Yes.
Then you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
He's black.
Go on.
He's bald.
Does he look like a bitch?
What?
Does he look like a bitch?
No!
Then why you try to fuck him like a bitch, Brett?
He didn't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett. You tried to fuck him. And Marcellus Wallace don't like to be fucked by anybody except Mrs. Wallace. You read the Bible, Brett?
Yes.
Oh, there's this passage I got memorized. Sort of fits this occasion. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
You like some motherfucking action heroes in it. Yeah.
This is destiny. This is madness. This is
yeah. Step into the twisted mind of my literature, designed to get into the depths of your mind, administer sickness surrounds and mimic the lights of snuff cinema. What you must get into, you're nothing but pops. Remember you Homer and Happy Simpson, son. Nothing Ithaca. Dark is like the northern half of Korea's peninsula. ESP your island like the booth, something sinister. ESP your island like the booth, something sinister. ESP your island like the booth, something sinister.
Lane made that beat.
I smoke, I drink, I do my thing. These bitches they hating, so you know I got to make it plain. Don't do cocaine with your chick, my main. We stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, it was easy. If only I make it, keep this shit on repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate, but y'all think I'm playing. And I got a hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing, cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that ish, cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing, cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that shit, cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. They know I'm on, it's my show. I know I'm better, Gucci sweater, Louis V, my bros. I chose this road, cause I know I'm cold. I'm on a level you can't handle, you can't steal assholes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
See, I'm really getting tired of you. Wanna do everything but tell the truth. They be sleeping on me really when I'm in the booth. Sensational, yes, tasteful, insatiable. My name, baby. Come on, girl, let me drive you crazy. Done fighting, I wanna go tonight. So what's up tonight? I'm all dressed in white. I don't snort the white, but we can blow the green. Reconcile the new money team. Sophisticated, so it may look mean. I'm all about my cream and trying to chase my dream. God got me, so I'll never stop. Keep it real, never turn and pop. Ambitious mind like I'm pimpin' pop. Long as Cam got us, we'll never flop.
Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
Flame made that beat.
I smoke, I drink, I do my thing. These bitches they hating, so you know I got to make it plain. Don't do cocaine, but your chick, my main. We stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, it was easy. If only I made it, keep this shit on repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate and y'all think I'm playing. And I got a hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. These hoes, they know I'm on, it's my show. I know I'm better, Gucci sweater, Louis V, my bros. I chose this road cause I know I'm cold. I'm on a level you can't handle, you can't steal this flow. I swear I want people to feel me, but I don't care if they don't, cause this is the real me. How can I give up? Ain't it's not enough to make them stop what I'm saying. And I gotta hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
See, I'm really getting tired of you. Wanna do everything but tell the truth. They be sleeping on me really when I'm in the booth. Sensational, yes, tasteful, insatiable. My name, baby. Come on, girl, let me drive you crazy. Done fighting, I wanna go tonight. So what's up tonight? I'm all dressed in white. I don't snort the white, but we can blow the green. Reconcile the new money team. Sophisticated, so it may look mean. I'm all about my cream and trying to chase my dream. God got me, so I'll never stop. Keep it real, never turn and pop. Ambitious mind like I'm pimpin' pop. Long as Cam got us, we'll never flop.
Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, it's on everything. I'ma have to bring the whole city out. And I'll probably end up laughing cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit cause I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, it's on everything. I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
Chambada, chan chan bada bada, chambada, chan chan bada bada, chambada, chan chan bada bada. That's the sound of clashing katanas. All start from Katara, iron's hand harvested from the riverbed, melted in the carbon infused tamahagane, burning in the furnace for 3 days straight, then folded and hammered, repeated. No impurity, sharpened with impunity. Cause if it ever touches your flesh, it peels on both sides of the edge. So clean it might heal if put back together right away. Unless you wanna bleed to the angle right ahead. Your wife and kid will wake up to a wrong type of morning. This sword is known to make orphans. No rope, just cub left in the wilderness. It's awful, but I wait for his bitterness to come and avenge for his father's death. Keep an eye on my father's threat. Chambada, chan chan bada bada, chambada, chan chan bada bada, chambada, chan chan bada bada. That's the sound of clashing katanas. Chambada, chan chan bada bada, chambada, chan chan bada bada, chambada, chan chan bada bada. That's the sound of clashing katanas. The wave pattern along the blazes of clay, heated and cooled to a hard Martin Dyke. Say, in a battle, let the sword with a snap and twine. Bad news for your spine, that's why my build is far superior. The heart soft and flexible, but the skin tough and durable. The combination is a genius behind the fiercest forged weapon never known to man. Damn, but the one with the thumb on the handle must learn to stay calm and stand like a candle in a storm. Looming that's guaranteed to take many forms and attack from all angles. The shadow men coming at the woodwork, so adamant I don't get it like clockwork. There's no good or evil, only strong or feeble. If it both live, see you in the sequel. Chambada, chan chan bada.
Oh, testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 1 2.
Let me just make sure I'm good. I'm good. All right, guys, you're here. You're watching the booth. We're broadcasting live from the City of Champions. Sorry about that little bit of delay, but that's okay because it's going to be worth the wait. I got to give a big thanks to my supporters worldwide. We see you in the analytics. I got to thank those watching the show in India, China, Ireland, Germany. Thank you all for watching this show. We see you. I got to thank last week's guests who were on the show, Notorious Outsiders, a great rap group from the city of Brockton, Lynn, Fitchburg, from all over. Big ups to them for coming on the show. This week's show, before I get into my sponsors real quick, are in the upper left-hand corner already, and we're closing out International Women's Month, Women's History Month. These two up here, the owners of FitChoice 24/7 down there in Roslindale. We're going to get into this interview with these ladies right here. The person on the left, you've seen her on this show before. Of course, Crystal's been on here quite a bit. Let me get into my sponsors. Michael Douglas Barretto, MDB Electronics. You guys know I'm a gamer. I'm home with my boys playing on Xbox with those my guys. And if you need your controller fixed, you got to send it out 24, 48 hours. You're back to gaming. Michael Douglas Barretto. My artist, Viana Marie. Her music is out there everywhere, 494,000 streams. It's Personal is the album. The new project is Blacklisted that you guys saw. She is nominated for Best Hip-Hop Female Artist at the upcoming Remy TV Awards on April 19th. So make sure to get out there, show some support. Make sure to subscribe to her page. Also, Tactical Target Systems. Those are those zombie targets. When you see me at the range, those big, giant zombie targets that I have, look, like I said it before, I want to be Rick Grimes. I don't want to be the guy that dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie. That black guy that's in the opening credits and gets eaten up by the zombie. I don't want to be that. I love Boston sports. Big shout out to Marlon Williams. Those are the shirts that you can win in the chat. I love BostonSports.com. And then ladies, if you have a special loved one or a friend or someone you say, you know what, I'd like to take these pictures for this someone and surprise them, but I don't think I could ever have the guts to take those pictures. Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography. Ladies, she's almost already booked for all of 2025. This is how popular this lady is. You hit up Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography. She gets you in the mood. She gets you into a place where you feel real comfortable. You may not even want to have to take those pictures for a friend or someone. You may want to say, hey, I need some photos to empower myself. I'm going to take these photos, and these are just for me so I can see that I'm powerful. So reach out to Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography. Trust me, go on her website, check her out. She's got a lot of women who never thought that they would take the type of pictures that they would ever take. Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography. My artist, Viana Marie, that's her picture there on the left side. Also, black-owned business, Underwatch Protective Services. My man, Daryl Smith. He's getting contracts all over the place. He's looking for help. He's looking to hire people, mobile patrols, foot patrol, armed guards, unarmed guards, event security, and private security. Reach out to Underwatch Protective Services. And then before we get into the news booth, I'm going to get into my guests. Upper left-hand corner, FitChoice 24/7. Ladies, introduce yourselves to the...
Nina, you can go
show.
first. Oh, well, I'm new to this. My name is Nina Pralour, and I am a 50% partner in FitChoice 24/7 here in Roslindale. I'm a mom, I'm a fighter, I'm a former singer. She's a former professional singer. She still sings. I love how she likes to put that. I sing, Anita does construction. She frames. She does everything. Yeah, that's who I am. She saved my whole life.
See, she didn't set it off. See, Nina, here's the problem now. Here's the problem. You told me you can sing. Now, for those who know, every first Friday at the Brockton Beer Company is karaoke night. We are giving away $50 to the winner, $25 to the runner-up, and if you end up being a winner, you will be in the finals in December to compete for the bigger pot. But we got to hear that voice. We're gonna be there next Friday night in Brockton.
Nina's never sang karaoke.
I've
never been invited to karaoke. People don't allow me to sing at karaoke. Yeah, because she usually kills it. Like, why are you? Well, you shouldn't be singing because you sing professionally. I mean, put out for her birthday in Florida, and she took over the. I took over the whole bar and sang for the band, but. I don't sing like the young ladies sing this today. Like I sing like the Anita Bakers of the world, the Regina Bells and all. Like I sing
that's what we want. So real quickly, I got to thank everybody who has been coming out to Brockton's You Are the Star karaoke. And here's the thing. When I originally started this thing this year, I wanted the karaoke to be at this place in Brockton, to revitalize Brockton and bring a good story to Brockton. I thought it was going to be adults on a Friday night or first Friday sitting around drinking and singing karaoke. Here is something that has happened very special with my karaoke first Friday. The last couple of months has been a lot of families, and what has happened is that Brockton High has a drama club, and they have this competition. So what a lot of the kids are now doing is, with their parents, a lot of the kids are the part of the drama club and stuff. They're coming down to karaoke to practice singing in front of people, to practice the show songs. So the last couple of months, we've had all these young kids coming through, and they're practicing all these show songs from like Wicked and things. And I'm like, I'll take that. I would take that because that is a positive thing. So for someone, Nina, and not to get off track, but Nina, for someone you to come through and have some of these young kids see you and your vocals, you can inspire some of these younger kids who are coming through there who are just getting their feet wet, and they may even ask you questions and say, hey, how'd you do that run? Or how,
Right.
And that's where you're giving back.
There's a lot to being on stage, because anybody can sing. Like I sang in church my whole life, but when you got to get on stage in front of a bunch of people and they're looking at you like, do it. What are you going to do? It takes a lot to be able to do that. And you have to have a certain level of presence to do it. So karaoke is great. I had the church, because people in the church will tell you in a minute, sit down. You done enough, sit down. So, if you're not in the church like I had to be 4 or 5 days a week, you actually need like a karaoke environment so people can give you that feedback. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Again, people don't like that. We had an opportunity to go to karaoke. We were in California. I wanted to do karaoke. Nobody wanted to go. Nobody wants to be
I'm not doing karaoke with her. And she has perfect pitch. I don't play with this chick. I mind my business to sit down and drink. That's what I do.
Every first Friday, and you ladies, before we get into this discussion about the gym, you get out there. I give these ladies props. International women. Look, when Tom Brady went down to Tampa Bay, y'all got season tickets. Y'all was going down and seeing Tom Brady play down in Tampa Bay. Crystal was posting all these photos. I was hating. I was hating. Every time you posted, we up in here, and I'm like, oh man. Then you all went to the Tom Brady roast. Oh.
Right. Yeah, we're winners. We can't. When we realized he was going to be here, we were like, we don't know what's going to happen with Patriots. We got to go where we know there's going to be some winning. So we just got the season ticket. Then we flew down there on Saturday. Sometimes we came back Saturday night. Sometimes we came back on Sundays. But it was
because we were season ticket holders, they offered us the roast. So that is how we were able.
So we keep getting anything he does, we get contacted and say, hey, don't you want to follow Tom to wherever? And we're like, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's my baby Dave. That's my baby Dave.
Oh, so, man. And speaking of Tom Brady.
Thing too, just so you know, as business partners and best friends, we also have a thing where we have to start living, right? Because this time is short. So we try to do as many fun things, wouldn't you say, as like we can.
And we have to get in different rooms. You can't stay in the same rooms your whole life. The rooms I was in, I was 30 and 40. I'm in my 50s now. I don't need to be in those same rooms. Right. I need to be in different rooms with different people, networking, because we got to continue to grow our business. So I'm happy to go different places and see and meet new people.
Well, let's start off with talking about this business itself. FitChoice 24/7 down there in Roslindale. How long have you guys been in business?
10 years. We're in our 11th year now. So we just entered our 11th year. We are the first 24-hour gym in the city of Boston. We are 2 women who were able to do it ourselves, fully funded. That means we had to save our money, right? Because no one would give us a loan.
We couldn't get loans. It was all cash.
So we had to put in $1 million to get this thing going. And that's how it happened. Yeah. So I tell everybody, I don't get my nails done. I certainly don't. I do my own hair and makeup.
So I can't be out there paying $150 for lashes, right? Like I just do it myself,
and I saved my money, and that is how we were able to.
That's it. Yeah.
Look, I get it. I understand it. There's sacrifices that some people need to do to be successful. And it's funny. I saw someone talking about me and my Crocs, my Dragon Ball Z Crocs, and I said, "Here's the thing that you don't know as a business. I'm a DJ." So I said, "Here's how my $69 Dragon Ball Z Crocs are much better than your $300 Jordans that you're going to your feet." I DJ'd an event this past Saturday. All kids, 8 years old. I've got my Dragon Ball Z Crocs on. And I said, here's the thing with you guys. You can be a DJ and go DJ a party for 8-year-old kids and wear your $300 Jordans. And then 4 or 5 months down the line, when this parent tells this kid, hey, what do you want for your birthday party? Guess what? They're not going to remember you because you just came there, did a party with your Jordans on. They might say, hey, I want that DJ at my birthday party like so-and-so had at hers with the Dragon Ball Z Crocs, because that's what they're going to connect. And guess what? Yeah. If I get 3 gigs out of my $69 Crocs, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how you do. That's how you do it. So I applaud you, ladies. So how'd you guys meet?
So we used to work together. I was the assistant to the CEO, and Nina was the vice president of operations. And I looked at her and fell in love. And I avoided her at all costs. There were only 3 Black people in the building. Me, her, and this other guy who didn't talk to anybody. He kept his head down. And she would talk to me all the time. And I was like, why is she talking? I have worked so hard. Not gay. We're straight. We're both straight. But I just liked her so much. I felt like she had a light. She'd walk by my desk and there was a light that went off. And I'd be like, hi. And she was like, this bitch. Well, the CEO
we were close. And he was like, well, you have to work with Crystal. I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, well, yes, you do. I'm the CEO. And I was like, I don't care who you are. I'm not working with her because clearly she's got, she's pretty and you probably just hired her because she's pretty and I am smart. And he was like, but I'm the CEO. And I was like, I don't care. He's like, you have to. I said, all I have to do is stay black and die. And that was like our first conversation. And then he brought me back because we were having this big celebratory thing for the company. It was a big, huge thing. We worked on.
We had to work together.
Yeah,
and she fell in love with me.
I had one meeting with her and she was like, so, okay. And then we sat down and she's like, all right, how are we going to get this money from these two? We're going to do this. And I was like, who are you? Like, she totally switched the script. And I was like, she's probably the smartest chick in the building. And I was bypassing it because I was like, clearly she's pretty. I mean, she's clearly a pretty one in a relationship right now. But I was like, she's gorgeous. She can't be smart too. Yeah. She literally ran that between the two of us because I was head of all of our operations.
Between the $200 million company.
Yeah. So we just did everything we wanted to do. And her boss would come to me and go, can you ask Crystal to do that? I'm like, no, I can't. Aren't you the boss? He's like, she won't listen to me.
Because I do what I want. Nobody tell me what to do.
So once I gave her that chance that one time, from that day on, we had lunch together every single day on the company. Like for years.
Yeah. And we've been 10 years.
Yeah.
So we met in 2008 and we opened the gym in 2014. And we've been together ever since.
Yeah.
It's a love story, right?
Yeah. I avoided her at all costs.
And we're both tall. The other thing too is, so I'm 5'11" and a half, and Nina, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Right. So we're two tall, huge chicks who decided we were going to open a gym. But I had gyms before with my ex-husband. And when I got divorced, Nina was like, how about we open a gym in Roslindale? Because Roslindale had no gyms.
That's actually not what I said. Her ex-husband
was terrible.
We were drunk one day after lunch on the company. And I said, I can't believe you had a business with that dummy. If you could do a business with him, you could do a business with me. And that was the end of it for me. And then 2 weeks later, she came to me and said, we need $30,000.
No, I said $50,000. I said, write me a check for $50,000.
And I was like, I don't have that kind of money. And I was like, what is that for? She's like, because we're going to open this gym.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I was.
And then she wrote me a check for $50,000. And that is how the magic started.
Yeah. That's how we ended up in business, because she's the one to run. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm always scared. This one has no fear.
Let's just do it.
She just does it.
Let's just make it happen. Yeah.
But I follow Crystal and I'm not friends with you on Facebook, but I see a lot about you on her page. So obviously she respects you. You guys have this great relationship. She's always putting up the stuff. Like the last time I just saw, she posted the pictures of you putting mirrors up at the gym. And I'm and then I see the work that you guys do together on her house in the summer house. I'm like, damn, I'm like, these ladies are putting in work. And I like watching Crystal's page. I know why a lot of guys like watching, but I'm completely different. I'm different. I like watching Crystal's stuff because first I like the interaction between her and the guys, because sometimes it gets that moment where they get intimidated by you.
Very intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
And they show their asses. And I'm like, wow, these dudes is really. I know we've had some conversations where it's like, yo, I can't believe that dude really said that, because I was about to say something.
Oh yeah.
Do you get that in the gym too, from being females as owners? Because I could see it. I see it on her page. So I'm like, this obviously has to go on in the gym. So this is how she knows how to handle that shit.
and from the very beginning, because this building was 75 years old, built in 3 different parts. I mean, we basically had to be the GC ourselves. We had to
building
and gut the building. So we gutted the building and had to rebuild. And almost every, except for our architect, every other contractor that we brought in here, the electrical guy specifically, because he was handsome, and we were like, oh, he's handsome. You Greek guy? He's like, well, Greek, and I was like, he's cute, but he's disrespectful. Because he kept going. We said, I need a knee wall, and I need this, and I need you girls don't need you girls. That's talking about you girls. I mean, what is this about you girls? Like we paid almost $30,000
in
for the
cash.
electrical.
In cash.
And I'm telling you, he would
Absolutely.
question everything we
did.
said we needed.
Right.
Well, you girls don't know. You don't need that. And I'm like, we absolutely need this. And this is how. The one person that did it was the architect. And I respect him,
Kevin,
and love him so much because he came in and we said what we wanted. He put it on paper. And anytime anybody tried to go around that, he would say, no, that's not what we put here. But every single
contractor, everybody else. Oh,
said,
yeah.
I need my money now, but you haven't done anything.
You haven't done anything.
You don't understand how this works. He tried to take our old our flooring.
Yeah, he was like all the extra stuff, like all the extra materials. He was trying to like walk out with
take out. He tried to put old material from his other place in here. And he's like, well, saving you money. What are you talking about?
And we are in construction. We flip houses. It's
We
like
can do all that stuff. I'm like, the only reason when we opened, my son was 3.
Yeah.
So it's like the only reason why I'm not putting these walls up is because I have a baby at home. Like I can't be in here doing this. We're paying you, but the
floor guy, everybody.
Yeah. It was crazy.
But we ended up with the first 24-hour gym in the city of Boston. And it was painful because how long was our build out? I think our build out was like 5 months.
It was 5 months, but then it ended up being 8 before we can open because we had to get all the approvals from the city. We had to get the governor, the mayor on board. We had to get their whole office on board.
And because we were the first, so our argument was all the skyscrapers are open. Like, so all office buildings and skyscrapers
downtown
are open 24 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's never a problem. And everybody swipes their card. So I was like, so why can't we have a gym that does the same thing in the city of Boston? So that's what set that
As a business person, why are you in the building at 2 a.m? Right? As a gym owner, if you had somebody coming in, what are they going to do? Steal a treadmill? Because if they're going to steal it, they can have it. Because those things are
They're 10,000 pounds. Like, take it. You want it? Take it. Right.
And we're not a cash business. So that's another thing. We had to get approval from the police department, approval from the fire department. We had so many approvals to go through. And I was like, why would you not allow this? If somebody wants to work out at 1 a.m, what are you stopping?
And what else is even funnier is, so a lot of the gym maintenance and equipment stuff we have to do, and they're heavy. These pieces of equipment are heavy. So, the two of us are like, one of us will hoist, the other one's like working underneath. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real deal. We just took apart. What did we just take? The pec machine. Was the pec machine?
The deltoid.
Right, the deltoids. And I'm holding the weight. He is like working
underneath it, and you should see the members. The members are standing there looking like somebody's gonna die.
I was like, you got 25. I got 50 pounds. But it was crazy. So
it cost $300 just to have somebody come out and look at the machine. So we were like, we don't have that money today. Like, I'm just gonna fix it. And I fixed it.
Right. So we are two chicks who try to be industrious and figure stuff out and just do it. And that's really the bottom line. That's how it is being gym owners.
Frank Zanowski, Brock, the police officer, Frank Zanowski. What's going on? He's in the chat. He says we need more 24-hour gyms. I think so.
We do. We get people to do something to do. Listen, we have a Dunkin' Donuts across the street that's open 24 hours. Why do you need people to have access to donuts 24 hours?
Why aren't they in the gym?
Right. You should. This is a healthy option. If somebody is stressed out, anxiety, all these mental health things going on in the world,
right.
Run on the treadmill for 35 minutes. That'll calm you behind right down. And then you'll go home and go to bed. You know what I mean? Calm your mind.
Yeah.
Down.
Planet Fitness and some of these other chains, that used to be their thing years ago when they first hit the scene. And then I know the Planet Fitness down my street, they close up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. They're closed up. So you don't see that as much. I feel like maybe it's a liability. Frank Zanowski says preach. In the chat. Everybody that's in the chat watching
just so
the show.
You know, we get a lot of cops, firefighters, and nurses because of the off hours. So they like to work out in the middle or before shifts. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so like those 11 to like 3
a.m. That's actually what we used in my 12-page document for the city
of Boston.
And to tell them, like, this is the reason why. Like, a lot of it, we have EMTs and nurses, and they have off hours, and they need to have a place to go.
Right. Right.
So that's part of why we got the approval when they had never allowed it in the city before.
And the other key thing too is that people have to understand is like So gyms, it's not like you're getting the riffraff that you do with other places. Like typically people are showing up because they want to work out, right? And we have cameras and we have like, you have to swipe to get in, and like it buzzes if like more than one person comes in because the sensors tell us. So there's a lot to it, but it works and we've never had an issue. So
it's funny because you know, when I worked at the MBTA, you know, when I started out working there, I was low rater in seniority. And I was forced to work 4 to 12, Monday, Tuesdays off. And I'll tell you, there were a lot of times when I worked at 3 to 11 or 4 to 12, you know, pretty much you're going home. I was a single guy that was like, okay, I could drive home to Brockton, or you know what? I'm going to go to the gym for about an hour or half hour or so, and then I'm going to go home and rest up nicely, you know? So that's kind of like where I would like something like that, where you work that second shift. Or for some who say, okay, let me get my run in before work. Let me go to the gym. Because that was, I used to do that a lot too. I used to do this thing where I would go to the gym an hour before work and then take that commute in to work, and then I'd be ready to go. So I love the fact that, you know, it's a 24/7 gym and there's a lot of access. One of the questions I have to ask you about being also gym owners, I noticed on your site, you guys have something that I've never really seen at a gym. I've seen this at a lot of MMA gyms and boxing gyms. You have a 2-shoe policy right on your website. And I'm going to ask, does that have to do with, because at MMA, if you're familiar with MMA gyms, ringworm is a big deal at the MMA gyms and the mats. So is this a ringworm thing, or is there a different reason for the policy for the 2 shoes?
Are filthy. Listen, they're filthy. And the filth ruins the belts and the machines. So that's why we ask you to change your shoes. Also, we mop twice a day usually, right? There's a fundamental thing that people don't understand is nobody wants to work out in a dirty gym, right? Because you get that ick factor. You know what I'm saying? You get on machines and it's like, so we try to keep it really clean, but also just from a fundamental level, like the shoes that you wore on the street, don't wear them in here.
Well, and when you're walking down the street, you don't realize you're walking in any type of poo and rocks and spit and all that other stuff. We have a mat, the floor everywhere in this gym, the floor is a mat, right? So if you want to sit down and change your shoes, or if you want to do some push-ups, you want to work out, you want to feel like the floor is clean. Also, you don't realize that there are rocks in your sneakers when you come in. So when you go into these gyms and you see all the treadmills are down, it's because dirt and rocks keep getting into the belts, right? And so we eliminate a lot of that by making sure that people change their shoes. And everybody can't change their shoes, and I recognize that. So when I give them my spiel about what this is, I let them know, if you can't change your shoes, it's very easy in the winter because you have boots on, right? You're not going to get on my you better not get on my treadmill. You better not.
Right.
But if you have boots on, it's easy. If in the summer you have flip-flops on, it's easy, right? You want to put sneakers on. But it's those in-between times where you might want to wear your same shoes. However, if you don't change your shoes, we ask you stomp your feet, and we have spray bottles and stuff. Like literally wipe the bottom of your feet, because if you happen to kneel down or lean down on the floor or do a push-up and your face gets close to the floor, you don't want it filthy.
You don't want to walk in your back.
So, you know, when you explain it to people that way, they go, oh, I get it. When we have a couple of people like, is it religious regions?
Oh my God.
Sir, no, it's
right. And what's your house look like? Because people ask me that, because we get that a lot. I just want you to know, we get that a lot. I'm always like this. What's your house look like? Right. What's your sheets look like?
We have a couple of people that challenge.
What's your bathroom look like?
For the most part, people go, oh, I get it. Okay. And they try to change their shoes. And if they can't, you know, they will wipe their feet down, wipe their shoes down, spray them and wipe them down. So it works out. Yeah.
And you would think after 2 years of effing COVID, you would think people would learn even more.
No. I just want you to know, before COVID, we had signs up that said, clean the machines before and after. That was before COVID. And people go, why? I'm like, you know what type of pig was on before you?
Right.
I think everybody's fine. But if people are digging and touching, and then they touch it, don't you want to wipe off first? Like, just protect yourself.
Right. So, but see, I think a lot of times people don't understand the level of hygiene and the level of filth, because gyms are filthy. So we're constantly bleaching, and we use some really
and that's the other people. I don't like the smell of bleach. Like, what do you want, MRSA? You want MRSA?
You want MRSA?
You want to get a bacterial something all over your body? See, we're going to clean with bleach.
So if you can't
Every day.
so
Every day.
when we clean, just don't come after, because we're gonna use bleach
Every day.
Frank
and we have
Zanowski.
a hospital grade cleaner too.
Right.
That we use.
Frank Zanowski says you should wipe before and after. Yeah, every gym I went to, that was religion. That was religion. So it's funny. I was thinking of this in my mind, and I find it hilarious to me. So you guys have been in business for 10 years. Mm-hmm. So you guys have seen this explosion of women and men with the social media videos while at the gym. I'm like, you're going to the gym, you're supposed to be getting this workout, but there's this thing now in society where we got this guy that's viral right now with the routine. Do you allow people to get crazy like that, or do you tell people,
we actually allow them to film. We do.
However, we don't have anybody that gets crazy in here.
Right.
I think there's a couple things. We're in here all the time.
Right.
I live 3 blocks down the street, so I come in when my kids are asleep, in the nighttime, and there's a dude that comes in here and he's trying to record, and I purposely come in and make a whole bunch of noise and get in the way, and because I'm in here cleaning, sir. If you want to come in here and clean at 11:30 at night when my kids are sleeping, that's fine. But I'm not going to stay out of your way for your video.
And sometimes when they're doing like the heavy lifts, like the deadlifts and stuff, and they're filming themselves, I'm like, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. So I'll walk back. Listen, I'll walk back there in their video, and I'm like.
But they know, I think most of our members know who we are. And so they see us, they turn the video off, or we have a big thing about like people wanting to play their own music. The first thing I tell people all the time, nobody wants to hear your music and you don't want to hear mine. So please put your headphones on.
That's right.
And so, we do a lot of like, sadly, it's
parenting.
It's parenting. Yeah. I talk to these members like they're my kids.
Right.
And the other thing I'll say is my older sister works here for us during the day, and God help us. Yeah. If she talks to everybody like they're her 2 boys, and I'm like, you can't do that.
The only person who cares that you're working out is the person who's with you.
Yeah.
Right. The rest of us.
So calm down.
Right.
That's my best. Every time I walk through, I go, calm down in here. And slam something else. That was my other thing. Slam something else.
And listen, and then sometimes you have some gym buddies who look really great. Sometimes you have some great looking guys or girls in here too. But I find that it's a balance, like it's a personality balance, but you'll get rhinos and hippos who want videos. So yes,
terrible. It's at the end of the day though, we're really kind of a no frills gym, right?
Yeah.
We have everything you could possibly need. It is clean, and then it is clean again, and it's clean. And then it's safe.
Right.
So I want you to get in here and get your workout in, and then get out of here. It's not a disco. I don't need you hanging out. Like, don't leave your stuff here because my sister's going to cuss you out.
Right.
Like, just, it's a place. I
get
want
in,
you to
get your workout in,
and then
go.
Get out of here.
Right.
Stop. Don't hang out. We don't need you.
And don't bring your bike in here because we have a bike clean outside.
Yeah. Stop bringing your bike.
Man,
because it sets off the alarms. So people walk in here, they'll bring their bike in here, and there's a bike, the mount thing outside.
Right, that's it,
Leave
right?
your bike outside.
Yeah, then the alarm goes off, then my phone goes off.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
And then if we don't answer in time, it contacts the police department. It's like, please don't bring your bike in here.
No, stop it. It's unnecessary.
So, what about your website and social media so people can check you out and support you?
Nina?
I don't know. What's our social media?
It's FitChoice 247. Oh my God, we're FitChoice 247.com.
But on Facebook, I think it's FitChoice 247.
Yep.
What's Instagram?
FitChoice 247.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who we are.
I actually put that in our synopsis. Yeah, in the synopsis for the show, that's what I actually use for people. So if people want to go into the synopsis of today's show, you can go.
You can even come in and visit. You get 3 free visits too.
Right.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. If you are in the city of Boston, come by and see us.
Well, we are a 24-hour gym for our members.
Right.
We are not staffed 24 hours. So the doors are locked. Even if we're staffed, the door is locked. Because if you're a paying member and your thing is paid up, your key will let you in.
Right.
We don't have staff here waiting on you. You're going to come in with your key because you paid your bill.
Right.
Right.
And
but
so
8 to 12 during the week, and then Saturday 10 to 2, and then nights we're here usually 8 to 7. 4 to 7.
4 to 12.
4 to 7.
A lot of times, Nina and I
If we're watching television, we're
Right,
here 4
we're
to
here.
10. You know.
Might have to do a field trip and just get some stuff on video to show the people on the show. Frank Zanowski's in the chat. Frank just mentioned one of my biggest pet peeves when I used to go to the gym. The people who come to the gym and take up multiple machines like they can use all the machines at the one time. Oh my God.
Absolutely not.
Oh my, I hate, hold on.
Stop
Yeah.
doing that!
Absolutely not.
Stop!
So when that happens, when I do see that happen, right? Because I'm notorious for getting in your face and going, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. I think people see, so I'm usually pretty straight faced. Crystal's always, oh, it's great to see you here. Hi. And I look at her, what's wrong with you? So everybody thinks that she is the really sweet and calm one.
Good
but don't, yeah, step out of line. If you step out of line in one set, like I will, because, you know, we were both in corporate for a long time, but I had like to face all of our clients. So I have a way of being able to tell you you're being ridiculous very calmly. This one goes, you're being ridiculous. Like, and they don't expect
I don't have a lot of cool.
She's got no cool.
So we had this, I'll tell you a quick little story. We had this guy in here who was talking on his cell phone, right?
So inappropriate.
And he was saying bad words. It was terrible. He was terrible. And so finally I was like, get off your phone, right? And he was like, who are you to tell me? And I lost my, in front of the entire gym. Client, I lost my shit. I was like, yeah! He screamed from the back of the, and I was like, what? I was up in our office. I didn't know what was going on. I come downstairs. She's like, and I was like, what happened? Because listen, if I had put my hands on him, I would have beat that guy. I would have put him in a full Nelson. And then I looked at him and I looked and I went, you have to leave. And he goes, what? And I said, you have to go. And he goes, oh, is she the owner? I'm like, she's spoken to you 4 or 5 times. Why do you think she's just some random person?
Right,
Get your stuff. You gotta go. And he's like, well, why? I said, don't worry. I'm going to give you your money back. Because listen, but people are always surprised when we either don't try to convince them to join or we tell them they can go and we give them money back. Right. Because what we don't need is somebody impacting our business negatively, right? And there were women in the gym. He was talking about areas, you know, all these, you know, just, you got to go out loud on the phone to somebody. And so I was like, I'm going to give you your money back. He's like, is my wife got to get out too? I was like, yeah, she got to go. She got to go. Because if you're like this, she accepts that mess from you at home.
Right,
We are not
that's
gonna
crazy.
That here. Yeah. But I thought she was going to fight the dude. And I was literally going to put hands on him. And I just want to tell you something. I think they heard me in space. I was yelling. I was like, get down here. Yeah. I think somebody was down there attacking her. I really did. I was like, I'm going to hurt this dude. So anyways, the moral of the story is she's pretty and sweet and she speaks to everybody. And I literally walk in here and I put my head down. I don't want anybody to talk to me at all. However, if you're going to do business with us, you probably want to talk to me. Because I'm going to calmly explain to you what's going on. Crystal's going to go, what are you, stupid? Yeah, we just got to do that. Yeah. And she'll cuss you out. So I don't always tell them that they're stupid in the first 5 seconds. You do. It's really bad.
Oh my God, I might have to get you ladies on again. That is hilarious. Wow. We are at 7:47. I can't believe I can't believe we've been going on this long, man. This is crazy. It's a good time. Again, this is Nina Pralour and Crystal Tyson. FitChoice 24/7 in Roslindale. Guys, gotta check it out. Get down there. Support these ladies. You know, minority women-owned business. I tell everybody.
We wear cute little outfits too, by the way. Just so you know, we wear cute little outfits, tight ones. So just keep that in mind.
Is there, so we do. Other than gym stuff there, do you offer other stuff like nutrition type stuff or things like that?
We do.
Just straight gym. We
do give a lot of nutrition training. We do. And we give 3 free orientations too. So if you don't know how to work out, we teach you how to work out.
We have a partnership with our
Be Healthy,
our really handsome business owner,
so
2 doors down.
Yeah.
But they have
protein
shakes and smoothies. So we actually work with them very closely, and they do special, things for people who are members.
And the owner is so handsome. So at Be Healthy.
Nice. Oh, and there's a question I have to ask you that I know you used to have years ago. I don't know if you can still do it, but I want to let people know. I know there's a lot of people out there, you know, you're on those Ozempics and Wegovy's and all this stuff too, but people don't realize this. If you are diagnosed with things like diabetes or things like high blood pressure and things of that sort, you do realize most of your health insurance companies will cover the cost or partial cost of a gym membership.
Yes.
A lot of people do not realize that. Some, you know, if you have a legit gym membership, most of the time I believe you have to pay up front and then you submit that to the insurance company and then they reimburse. Can you guys just let people know that this is also an option out there? You don't have to get on the Ozempics and the Wegovy's. You can just go to the gym.
This is absolutely an option. This is absolutely an option. And they will usually give you like $500. Most companies give you up to $500 for your gym reimbursement. So just keep that in mind, right? And then so for us, we give you a printout at the end of the year, you submit for your receipts. But here's what I also say to people too, because listen, we have a lot of obesity. So semaglutides are not a bad thing, but you do need to work out because you absolutely need the weight training. It is paramount in that whole weight loss journey. So I don't say to people that you shouldn't do it. What I'm saying is, in addition to it, you need a workout plan.
Yeah.
That's
So
the bottom line.
the semaglutides are great for people who really need it.
Yes.
At the end of the day, the studies have shown that when you're doing it, you do have a lot of muscle loss because muscle weighs more than fat, right? So when you're seeing this loss, a lot of it is a good amount of it is muscle loss. So you really need to be in the gym or whatever you do at home. You have to be doing some sort of weight training. We suggest for all of our members, no matter how old or young they are, to do weight training because bone loss happens just over time anyways.
Right.
The other thing I will say is if you're struggling and you can't or you haven't figured out how to get to the point where you want to do these Ozempics and all the other things, the one thing you have to realize is it is 80% what you are eating.
Yes.
You can be in the gym
working out.
24 hours a day, but if you leave here and go get chicken wings and a pizza, it doesn't matter.
Right, you don't.
So it's 80% what you're eating. If you change that, you have the biggest opportunity to change the way your body looks and the way you're holding on to weight and your insulin and all those things.
And drink water. The other key thing that we find that people are not drinking water. You have to drink the water.
And not the one bottle. That little bottle
is not doing anything for you. You're going to have to drink at least 20 of them.
Yeah, I try what they say. You should drink your body weight
and water.
Right? So you have to drink the water. Your body is mostly water. If you do not replenish it, you just end up being sludge.
And as you get older, you got to have the protein. So the other key thing I find that people want to eat carbs because carbs are good and yummy.
So good.
Listen,
and they give you all of that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just happiness drugs, right? You're going to have to eat the protein.
I feel like you're scolding me right now because one of the baddest habits that I have and I've been in the hospital several times for dehydration. Why?
Yes.
Because I get so busy in my job or I get so busy doing DJing and doing whatever that I don't drink enough water. And I can go days without drinking water, but then I get lightheaded and things happen. I've had times where I've actually ended up in the hospital and had to have an IV put in to replenish my waters because I have a very bad habit. And then one time I went and my doctor said, hey, you have to drink your water because if your kidneys fail and shut down on you because you're not getting enough water, it's game over. Once that starts happening. So, you know, I'm sitting here right now with my cranberry juice or I'll drink my water during the show. You know, I drink my no sugar cranberry juice or water. Yeah. And I need to drink more and more water every day. I should be drinking close to a gallon a day, and I don't. And I really
at least get a gallon in a day.
Yeah,
you
because
have to get that gallon in.
And it's one of the biggest. Go ahead.
For me, what messed me up wise with my weight, and I had issues was I got stuck working on the overnights, 12 to 7s. I was no weight gain, but as soon as I hit that overnight shift, and you know, there's nowhere to go to eat. You get in this thing where you stop bringing food to work. Now you're hitting Dandy Donuts or McDonald's drive-through because you're at work, and that's the only thing open, and it really gets in a bad habit. The other thing that the midnight shift did for me is that I only dropped down to eat from eating 3 meals a day. You'd eat 1 meal a day. You eat on that overnight shift, come home, sleep, get up, start that cycle. And I remember my doctor say, I told her, I'm putting on all this weight, but I barely eat. And she says, well, what do you do? And I told her, says, because your body, when you eat that food, now it's saying, okay, this dude isn't going to eat until 12, 13, 14 hours. So now it's not going to burn it. It's going to save it. And you're going to put weight on super fast, even though you're not eating. And I was like, wow, that is so crazy. I never knew that. So
your body thinks you're trying to kill it.
Yeah.
It goes, wait a minute, I need this for fuel. And this fool ain't giving me fuel. So when I get it, I'm keeping it. I'm gonna hold on to it because I don't know when he's gonna give it to me again. So ideally, I would love to say that I eat for fuel because that's what these really like athletic trainers and things, they eat. Food is fuel. Food for me is love. I love it. However, you have to feed your body because your body doesn't know and it thinks that you are not. It's like you're out in the woods and it goes, we only have this little bit and I have to hold on to it until I can get it again. I don't know when I'm going to get it again. So that's one of the things we tell people all the time. The other thing is I always say, look at your urine.
Yeah. How's your urine?
If it's not clear,
the urine's dark. Yeah.
If it's dark, you are not drinking enough water.
Right.
Oh,
If it's dark, you got a problem. So you should be able to read a newspaper
right through it.
Yeah.
You should be able to see it clearly. And so that's what I mean. I said, I'm not trying to scold you. I said to I have 2 boys. I go, look at this. Look, come in here. Look at this. I'm like, what? And so get in there and drink some water. But it makes a difference because it allows your body to flush out all of the toxins. But if you don't have anything flushing it out, you're just holding on to it. And that's why we're getting fat and we're getting these diseases and all of a sudden. You got to get the water to flush.
And you got to eat plants and you got to eat some protein. And it's got to be clean eating too. And that's the other thing.
I'm not saying I don't want some ribs every now and then.
Listen, however, and lasagna, please don't show me a lasagna.
Oh yeah, that's me.
I'll
lasagna.
smack a child for lasagna. Come on.
All right, so we're at 7:55. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna go a little bit over tonight. Again at 9:30 tonight. I've got the Wrestling Podcast with Kevin Jeffries, Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor. So
Spilt Liquor.
Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor. Yeah. So we're gonna get into. You guys are gonna hang around and talk topics with me today, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the news booth. And here's the thing, people. You see this gentleman on the screen right now. This gentleman's name on the screen is Davinci Leonard, 22 years old. I'm gonna tell people right now. I live in the city of Brockton. This past weekend, Urban Air opened up. And I'm going to take you all way back real quick. Way back, they were trying to put Good Times here from Everett. And the city fought Good Times being open here because everybody said the violence and the crime. We can't have things like this in the city of Brockton. So now we have Urban Air open up. Urban Air opened up this Saturday. And now in the parking lot of Chipotle and Starbucks, which is right across the way from the grand opening of Urban Air, this dumbass shoots a 15-year-old and 18-year-old girl, kills both of them dead. So the cops are on the lookout. They're telling people to watch out. They think this guy is dangerous. So if you see him, call 911 and tell him, do not try to approach this guy yourself. Frank Zanowski is in the chat. He's a Brockton police officer. He just put the info up in there. So police are seeking him out. His name, again, is Davinci Leonard. And hey, ladies, the last 2 guys we had like this for suspects, young girls. The kid in Braintree South Shore Plaza that stabbed somebody. He was at his booze house. Ladies, they ain't worth it. These dudes ain't worth it. Don't be hiding these dudes. Don't be harboring these dudes, because guess what? You're gonna go to jail just as fast as this guy's gonna do. So don't do it, ladies. Don't think about it. He may look charming. He may talk to you. He may be that young narc in existence right now. Don't do it, ladies. Turn his ass in. He murdered 2 people outside of Starbucks. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, so if he murdered 2 people outside of Starbucks, what you think he gonna do to you?
Right. If you're gonna act out, you don't act right one day and see what happens to you. You can't try. People show you who they are. You gotta believe that mess.
What I think is even funnier is your name Davinci? Sorry. I mean, come on.
Davinci Leonard.
Good Lord.
Davinci Leonard.
Ladies, turn him in. If he's at your house, secretly call 911. right? Say you got to go to the corner store. Tell them to go in there and get them. Stop this nonsense.
Yep, Frank Zanowski, police officer again. Frank, thank you for your service. Frank said if he's using you for his benefit. He don't give a shit about you. That's coming from a Brockton police officer in the chat. So ladies, pay attention. Pay attention. You know, because you're going to go down. You're going to go down too. You're going to be getting the charges too.
And this is me. And for what? It's probably not even good, Dick. Don't do it. Turn his ass in. Sorry. Sorry, I'm always inappropriate. I apologize. But it's probably not. Turn his ass in. That's a whole nother podcast. But it's tournament. Yeah.
I know Frank probably just spit out his water. I'm pretty sure Frank just he's laughing. Also in
Frank,
the news booth.
Drinking water, right.
In the news booth, I got a video for you guys. Check this out right here. Hold on, let me show you guys. We're going to talk about this video right here. This right here is Boston Dynamics' newest robot called Atlas. As you can see here, Atlas is walking like a human being, running like a human being. But hold on, here's where it gets even better. Atlas is now doing a handstand, flipping over and turning his torso in a 360 direction. He's now doing crawls, hill crawls, like the kids cry about in football camp. And then watch, he's tumbling. This robot is tumbling and doing push-ups. And now he's breakdancing. This is a robot. Boston Dynamics.
If we can get in the program cooking dinner and stuff, move in, Atlas. I'm single, boo. I'm single. If we can get him to take out the trash, listen, I got a list of stuff that can happen. If we can get Atlas to do it, I'm all about it.
And here's the thing, people. Look, this AI and robot stuff is getting crazy. Craziness to the point now where we also have scientists have created a shape-shifting nanorobot that moves like liquid but hardens like steel. Okay, that's the T-1000. That's Terminator 2 right there. So right now in Boston, if the robotic apocalypse was to happen, we're ground zero.
Right.
We are ground zero.
Oh yeah.
Frank says he would buy 3 of them.
What was that movie that Will Smith did? And it had the intelligence. Remember? And then that guy quit Google because he said that it was developing its own intelligence.
AI sentient, yes. Yep.
We're literally living that. And he said the robots went in the dark, they'd all huddle together just like people. You know what I'm saying? When you're scared and stuff. We are creating our own intelligence. I think there's something to it.
No.
However, I'm just gonna say this Atlas robot thing. Listen, if he can do all that, I got a whole house alone that he can come over and take care of everything. I'm all about it.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Also in the news booth, Pope Francis, people, he's being discharged from the hospital on Sunday. I was actually covering a PBR event last month, and I had a thing come over my phone that said he died, so I just blind shared it. And then, of course, everybody was on my page. You know what? Nobody does anything when you put something positive on your page, but you put one wrong thing and everybody comes out the woodwork to say you're wrong and whatever. And I'm like, look, I was at the PBR event. I was having a good old time. I just blind shared it. I'm guilty and I'm sorry.
So when you did that blind share, the reason why you actually thought he was probably dead was because that was the night he swallowed, like he inhaled his own vomit and they thought that he was dead. Yeah. Right. Yep. And then I guess it was the nurse or whatever. His personal nurse talked him into saving him, so they pumped him, and that was the whole thing. That's why.
Yeah, it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday when it happened, and that's exactly because the tweet that I got had come from a church. It had come from a church in Rome, and it was a legit church. So I was like, oh damn. But you know, everybody was all over me, and I fessed up. I said, hey, I blind shit. I'm sorry, but I was at PBR, and you can see that. So I take it, you know, I take responsibility for that one.
Just technically, had that woman not intervened, they probably would have died. Yes. She had to personally intervene.
Oh, so that makes a big deal. Let's get into the entertainment booth. In the entertainment booth, Xbox put a photo out this week, and they're claiming that it's a leak, and it wasn't supposed to be put out there. Here's the thing, people. Xbox did this years ago. This leaking of things with new products, this isn't a leak. Social media is what years ago people used to pay people to call your house and ask you about a product. And they used to pay all these people. Guess what? They don't need that no more. All they need to do is say, okay, we have an idea. Let's test it. Let's see what people feel. And what they do is they drop this leak, and then they see how people respond on social media, and they're getting real time, like a great one of this one, Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. They released that CGI photo of Sonic the Hedgehog when it was first being done. They released it, and everybody went out of their minds. They hated it. And guess what happened? They changed the Sonic the Hedgehog CGI character, and now they're 3 movies in. And I think they did that on purpose, because bad press on social media is really good press, I hate to say. So
it's market testing. You're doing market testing. We worked for a marketing company. We used to do market testing all the time. We'd bring random people in, and we'd put 6 different versions of what it is we were going to do and see what their reaction was. That's all it is. It's just a new way of doing it, and new and more effective, quicker way of getting the feedback. Because, everybody's got something to say when you can be behind a keyboard like that.
Right.
So we, even in our market testing we used to do for our marketing programs, people would sit in the room, but everybody's in the room together. So you'd be like, you didn't want to say, I think that's terrible. But with the internet, like, you can just say whatever the hell you want.
Real time. Yeah, it's real time.
Absolutely market testing. That's all it is.
Yep. So I think Xbox is, so the word there that if you guys saw it, it looks like Xbox looks like they're going to be merging with Steam, which is on PC. And it looks like all of the Xbox stuff will be coming out on all of the Steam devices. So this is a big deal. I can't wait. Also, if you're a big 90s person and you like Bone Thugs and Harmony, they just announced it's been 23 years. New single, Aw Shit, comes out April 25th. Bone Thugs and Harmony will be releasing the new song on April. As you guys know, I have Mr. Melodic who comes on this show. He's with these guys every now and then. So Mr. Melodic, I'm going to have to hit him up and talk about this and see if I can get him on the show. Also, at the end of the show tonight, hang around. I'm going to be showing the trailer. If you guys haven't seen this, what happened is that a lot of these old cartoon characters like Popeye, Winnie the Pooh, they've lost their copyrights. And there is a movie company out there who's making these crazy horror movies based on Winnie the Pooh, based on
Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, they're already got a sequel. It was so good that they've got a sequel coming out for Winnie the Pooh. Now we have Popeye the Slayer Man. Popeye haunts a shipyard and kills people. I've got the first 5 minutes of this film. I'm going to show you guys when we get out of here
Popeye
tonight.
killing people. It's a shame. I mean, I could see if Olive Oil killed people. I get it. Because
She was hungry.
Yeah, she was hungry. You know what I'm saying? But not Popeye.
Popeye was great. And, it makes me think of Robin Williams. Like, he was so great in that.
Yeah.
Frank Zanowski says, I can't wait to see the Popeye one. Hang on, Frank. At the end of the show, I'll be showing you the first 5 minutes of this film.
She had those big old shoes, and she was hungry.
She was hungry and angry. Right. She was lanky and hungry and angry. Yeah.
I mean, she loved her Popeye. She didn't like that blue, though.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
Well, if it was Pluto was the killer, that would be even better. You know what I'm saying? Because then he could just do things in mass amounts.
Just think about Popeye's arms. Like, if his arms swell up like that.
Right. Like, what else happens? Yeah. I don't know. I like Popeye being the killer.
You better go ahead, Olive Oil.
The trailer
was like, listen
the
here.
trailer is crazy. The trailer is crazy. Kevin Jeffries in the chat. Turnbuckles and Spilt Lick at 9:30. What's going on, Kevin Jeffries? In the sports booth, rest in peace. 76, George Foreman, a boxing legend. Look, this guy was a great boxer, but then the most incredible story I ever heard was that George Foreman was doing all these commercials when he was in his prime. He was on Meineke commercials. He was doing all these commercials, but he wasn't making no money. And his manager said to him, hey, George, you need to get behind something and put your name on something so you can start making money for yourself and not making money for all these other people, all these other chain. So George Foreman went out, they looked around, and his wife found this grill at this place. And everybody didn't like this grill. Nobody wanted to invest in it. And his wife had it at home for a weekend, and they cooked on it. And his wife said, honey, put your name on this grill. And that grill became the George Foreman grill, which took off on Home Show. Everybody remembers Home Shopping Network.
I hate to say
And-
it to you, but like my parents had one in every house, and it was good. It worked. So
It was quick. You throw that, put a piece of chicken on there, like cook, especially my mom had.
Let's be honest. The George Foreman grill was really the first time in the home that you thought about eating consciously healthy, because the whole sale of this whole thing was the grease, which was bad for your heart and arteries, was rolling out, and the grease was being captured, and now your burgers were healthier. And he swore by that, you know. And then they came out with a grill that had the bum warmer and everything. So
That's right. And then they had the stand-up
Whoa.
one that you could have outside too, like a regular grill. Yeah.
Oh.
So clearly he was on to something. George was on to something. I also love the fact that with George Foreman that he had a horrible personality, right? And he said after he spent time with what's his name? Who's the boxer? Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Right. He was like, you got to develop your personality. And he said he worked really hard to develop that charm and charisma. And I give him that because, listen, he was charming and cute. And that is why he sold out on those grills.
He made millions. I heard him talking about it, and he made millions. Hey, we've got breaking sports news right now in New England area. First and foremost, Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum only has a sprained ankle, so he's going to be out for the Suns game. But the Patriots just signed Stephon Diggs, wide receiver. Wow. Greg Zanowski's in the chat. He's talking about it. People are hitting me up on my phone. Patriots have signed Stephon Diggs, wide receiver. Look, they're getting
69 million max deal. Okay. All right.
And now you're going to add Travis Hunter because they're going to get Travis in the draft, who's going to play cornerback, but he can also fill in at wide receiver. So now you have Stephon Diggs in the Patriots wide receiver. And
But do we got somebody to throw the ball?
Right. But who's throwing the ball though?
Drake May's good. Now he's got some weapons. Now he's got some.
We still. Right.
Yeah, we got to get him a line. That's the problem. The problem is the no time O line. That's the problem. Once you get a line, you're going to be fine. But the fact that he's going to have Stephon Diggs, he's going to have Travis Hunter as a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver. This is look. I'm not hating on Mike Vrabel right now. That's a good signing. 3 years, $69 million. That's a good breaking news story right there to happen on the booth. I'm happy with that one. Wow. Also, I got a quick video to show you guys after this couple of stories. Bill Chisholm bought the Celtics for $6.1 billion. He is a local guy. He has bought the Celtics, and hey, people stop it because there's another story out there that he hinted at a potential TD Garden. Look, he's a businessman. He's going to come at this and he's going to say, hey, I need to see all my viable options because I got to get that $6.1 billion back. Okay, so he's going to look at everything, and one of those things that he's going to look at is moving this Celtics out of that place. But guess what? He also knows that I don't want to be the guy to move the Celtics out of where they hung all them banners and have had all that magic and be the guy to crash that team and kill that mojo, kill that funk. He really isn't going nowhere, people. He's just being a good businessman, and he's just being realistic. Right now, he has a great relationship with Jacobs and those people there. They've already got a good system between the Celtics and the Bruins and how to get the games going there. The Celtics ain't going nowhere. The Garden has been, look, when they tore the old Garden down and everybody knew they was building a new, you can't kill that mojo. You can't kill that magic.
I agree with you. You can't. It would be foolish because any one thing that goes halfway wrong, like you'll be the one that took down a dynasty forever. Like you don't want that. Dynasty forever. Beat you in the streets. You couldn't do that.
You can't have Celtics franchise without Causeway Street being mentioned.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry, you just can't. That's just part of that team. And for those people who are saying, he can move the I'm like, it's not happening.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
It's not.
I absolutely agree with you. On that.
So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. We're into the last topic on the sports booth. Let me show you guys this real quick. This is quarterback Jayden Daniels of the Washington Commanders. Jayden Daniels is sitting here with JuJu Watkins, who is an NCAA player. And she's cute as hell, but she tore her ACL last night. But here it is. She got done with her game. She decided, okay, I'm gonna go sit next to Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, I saw
And she comes over and she sits down. Here's the video. Here's the funniest. Mom gets the MVP of the year. Here's his mom. Watch this video.
Mom don't play games.
All right. It already played quick. So
And you can tell, mom's saying, she's like, I don't care. She's doing that mom head, like, I don't care what you say. You ain't gonna sit here and shit. Not my boy. That's what her face is saying. She's not playing.
I saw all day today.
So here's the video's playing now. Look, when ladies tease that ear or touch that ear, you know what that is, guys.
Smiles and then wait
when they put
for it later.
Over their mouth and
his
smile
mom came out
and
and
says something like, look, there's the mom. Mom's like,
Mom's like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I realize that you have a hand.
Look, she's
like
pointing
JuJu. She's like, I'm not here.
Pay attention, son. Pay attention. That's what she's saying. Don't play me. Listen, we ain't playing these games. Yeah, I can tell you right now. I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a standard mom move. That's a mom. Right? And Nina has a 13-year-old son and she's ready to beat these girls off of him. So yeah, I would have sat right in there like, I don't know what you think this is, but we're going to sit here. You're going to look that way. You're going to look that way. Watch the game.
But he's 22 though. When do you?
Yeah, right. And that's the prime time.
Nina said Ian.
Everything's working. Listen, everything cardio's up. Right. That's the one you want to stay away from. Yeah. We're not playing these.
She said his cardio's up.
Right. Listen. There's too much to lose. There's too much to lose. It ain't everything's working. Absolutely not. And the girl is cute. She's very beautiful. It's like this. I'm trying to make a baby. What's up? Nice. Right. Yeah. Nope.
People are cursing his moms now because after that incident, she goes out and then tears her ACL and she's done for the season. And somebody's like, that's that mama comma. That's that mom. Don't talk to my son.
Stay home and heal and get away from my child. I think the mama wished her anything bad. I just think the mama was like, let me tell you something. What you're not gonna do is you're not gonna do anything. This one, you better find another one, right? Because this one ain't doing nothing. He gonna go home, eat some oatmeal, and take his black ass to bed. That's right. Night.
Monkey Wench Realness is in the chat. She's a mother. She says, "Oh yeah." She says, "Watch out for us boy moms."
Not play. Ain't nobody playing with you. And he's handsome too. And he's handsome. Yeah. Get out of here. Move on.
Let's get into the legal booth. In the legal booth, Cain Velasquez, MMA fighter. He's going to jail for 5 years in prison. Look, I feel bad for this guy, but here's the problem. I get it. This one guy in the car molested your child, and you was ready to put this dude 6 feet under. I get it, Cain. The problem is that you went up to the car and you just started unloading shells, and you shot this man's father. And this man's father almost died, and that's why. So I see a lot of people out there, they're trying to defend Cain and saying this. That here's the thing, you just can't go and shoot up a car because an innocent man was almost killed, and that's why he's going to jail for 5 years. It would have been real tough for him to go to jail if he had got his intended target while he was by himself, because it was proven that the dude did, try to molest this child. So I feel bad for Cain Velasquez, but he's taking note of his actions.
Well, I feel like, can I just tell you, when I saw the article for this thing, I just felt like this. We have seen enough action movies, right? Like, we've seen enough plotting and planning. We know who Olivia Pope is. Like, you couldn't have just said to yourself, I'm going to wait till this dude goes to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to break in his house. I'm going to beat him to death with a frying pan in his own bed. Do you know what I'm like? There's other ways to do this. I don't know why you were like, because listen, it's your child, and any parent is going to go nuts when a parent has figured out that you've molested their child. However, you do have to be strategic in this. You can't just be firing off because you don't know with gunshots who you're going to hit. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to quote your anger a little bit and be strategic. And that is what I feel bad about, because he just got angry.
Yeah, even if you're willing to be reckless, listen, I always say, when somebody messes with my kids, I'm going.
Well, Nina always goes like this. If someone messes with my kids, everybody's dying.
Everybody's dying.
Everybody is
I'm
dying.
burning everything down, and you're going to have to take care of whoever's left because I'm going to jail. And I understand that, and I'm okay with that risk. However, I'm going to do it so that, I will make sure that that person and that person alone is taken care of. I don't want there to be collateral damage because I'm going to do it because I feel like it's going to be justified if I get the right person. All this other stuff's going to be too much.
And that's why I feel bad for this guy, because I feel like he flew off the handle and didn't really think
and
it
I
through.
understand it because I would be ready to kill the world. And
she told me that she would take out a neighborhood. That's what she said. If anyone ever heard one of her sons, she would take out a neighborhood. She was like everywhere.
Well, she's not gonna like the next story coming up after this next one. After this one we get into, because this is one that I gotta rewind from next week. But also in the news legal booth, a woman has been arrested and accused of drowning her dog in Orlando. She was not allowed on the flight for her dog. So what did this lady do? She took her dog to the bathroom and drowned her dog in the bathroom and then proceeded to get on her flight. They have the video of her and the dog on camera. There is a special place in hell for people.
Why would you bother? Why just? My thing is, I get it, but leave the dog in the bathroom and go get on the plane. Like, why did you have to kill it? You didn't have to kill it. There's something wrong with you that you felt like, oh, I either have to not make this flight or kill the dog. Like, what's wrong with
you? Me say I can't make the flight.
I didn't one or the other. You didn't have to kill it. I would have left it in the back. I get it. You got to get on this flight. Leave it in the bathroom. Right. Leave the food. Leave water. And then somebody's going to find it, and you'll get in trouble for it. But why do you have to kill the dog?
Right.
There's something wrong with you. Why don't you kill it?
And it also makes me say, if you're going to kill an animal like that, because this is the whole sociopath, psychopath thing, what else would you kill? Because that's always the lead thing.
They start with it. You know,
right. They start with the animals.
Young killers start with the young cats, bringing up the cats and bringing the cats. Next you know, they're killing people.
So it's like, what you did the dog. What did Frank say? What I like Frank. Frank, what'd you say?
Frank says he's retiring in August. He wishes he could speak more freely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, but Frank sees a lot of it too. So you see a lot of narcopaths, psychopaths, and sociopaths, and clearly there's a psychopathy in this whole thing. But
he's agreeing with you guys. Frank's agreeing with you guys in the chat. He says, yeah, it starts with the animals, and he's a police officer.
But the sad part for me is you could have left the dog in the bathroom. You could have left him in the bathroom. That's the truth. But you know, people are crazy, and you don't know who the crazies are because they don't look like they're crazy, and there's not something on their forehead that says I'm a crazy. That's the sad part.
Yeah, that's it. Now here's one that's gonna tug at the mom strings right here. So last week on this show, why is this story not coming up? Hold on. It's the next story. It's the next story. Okay. Well, I got a mom here. I got to see how mom acts on this one. I'm just making jokes right now because I think it's kind of funny because my generation, we were brought up with private tutor, my special teacher, things of that sort. So, hey, Felicia, how's it going? An Indiana teacher, as you see in this picture here, is accused of asking 3 underage students to have a gangbang with her while wearing screen masks.
A gangbang?
These boys were, this story got out because these boys, 13 years old and 12 years old, told.
Nina has a 13-year-old.
Back in the day, if you was a teenager like me at this day, you would die for stuff like this. My thing is, I would tell these young boys, hey, keep your mouth shut, do the lay, get the A.
Oh, so I want you to know that Nina has a very handsome 13-year-old son. He's very handsome.
So her husband has filed for divorce.
Yes.
She's probably going to lose her job. And let's not get this. It's all fun and games. I'm joking around, but it is a crime. It is a crime, and it
is absolutely a crime.
Well, Kate, don't forget there's more boys coming forward. So Nina, if you as a mom, a 13-year-old boy who's very handsome, and this happened to your child, what's happening? And it's the teacher.
I think
we're wearing. What's a screen mask and doing
screen mask? First of all, why screen mask? I want you to wear an Idris Elba mask while you do me, but that's something else. I don't know why you're doing a screen mask. There's something messed up there. However, if we're going to fast forward, right? The idea that you got these boys, I believe you. I feel the same way. I was, young when you were young, right? So you would have done it and kept your mouth shut. It wouldn't have been a whole lot of talking about it. However, I don't know in this day and age how you can not understand that this is coming out. It's gonna get out.
Right.
And the fact that you would mess with these kids in this way, but listen, I tell my sons all the time, I know you like that thing. I know you think it's amazing. All they do is touch and talk about their
Touch
little
and
penis.
talk about it.
Touch and talk. And I want you to know it's ugly, and you're the only one who likes it like that, right? But
touch and talk about it.
That's all they want to do. So she understood her audience enough that she was able to be the type of predator that she is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I think that I'm raising my child to understand that is terrible and that's a bad situation and you don't want to be in it, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm doing a great job.
Boys think so. Keith, you can probably answer this because boys think a little bit differently, right? Boys feel like, oh, look at the pooty pack. I'm trying to get in it. No, they do.
At 13, they're still figuring that out. However, I can't say that my kid would not have gone along with it. I can say that I would gut that bitch. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I would. This would be the scenario where I would burn the building down and I would gut her from the rooter to the tutor. And then I'd be in jail and this one would be responsible for taking care of my kids, which is a whole nother problem.
Monkey Wrench Wellness agrees with you. She's in the chat. She said the same thing if it was to happen to her son. And let's be honest here. Now, getting all my jokes aside and laughing about this and telling boys to do the leg, get the A.
Right.
Here's the thing, though, people. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. Teachers have had this thing where that is the equivalent of the Catholic Church that has yet to be addressed. This has been we've heard these stories so much, but because we have this double standard mentality in Hollywood that says The Graduate. It's a classic movie, The Graduate, but it's the same thing. We've had this double standard programmed into our heads in Hollywood that this is a coming of age thing for boys. Let's not do this. But at the same time, it is wrong. It is illegal, and it should be handled as such. We can joke as men. We can joke about it, and we can, Saturday Night Live has two skits based on this.
But if you flip it and it's a male teacher and a female, then people want to be outraged about it.
Bang,
and
bang.
I get the outrage. You can't have it both ways. You got to figure out what your moral compass is and stick to it.
But here's the other thing, too. There are females who are narcopaths, too, right? Who have no empathy. And that's what happened in this scenario, right?
But I want the authorities to look at it the same way they would as if a male teacher had done this to some females, right? Because these boys they're victims just the same way that
and this will affect them sexually for a long time too. So like for the rest of their lives, is it
right? Like, have you ever been in a relationship with a dude who's been sexually assaulted
or has like a skewed sexual thing, and then the whole world is all fucked up? Yeah, like it's a bigger deal.
Problem.
However, if Idris Elba was my teacher now, I'm all about it. I'm just putting that out in the universe.
Oh man,
either one.
Here's another one. Last week on the show, I told the story about the two twins in Georgia who were flying here to Boston. These two twins ended up, their bodies were found in the Georgia mountains, and
they said it was a murder-suicide.
They quickly said it was a murder-suicide. And on the show, I said, I can't believe that. Not with twins. I'm sorry. Twins are so close, I can't see murder-suicide. Well, guess what? We now have a man arrested in connection with the death of these two black brothers. It is a fireman who had took the picture of these bodies of these dead men, and he shared them. Now, here's the thing. We don't know why he took these pictures. We don't know why he sent these pictures out. But here's the thing we talked about on this show. Way back when Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed for being and jogging in the neighborhood, the only reason why that story got out is because the one person who recorded the incident on his phone got scared, turned it into his lawyer, and the lawyer put it out there to try to save his ass. But here's the thing I said, in these southern states, and I talk about the phones, if you're one of these backwoods militia, white supremacist people, back in the day, you used to just hang people. Now you can say, okay, I'm gonna kill this black person. we're going to just record this and bring it back to our buddies to show what we did. And now you got to ask this question, why did this fireman take these pictures? Why did this fireman send those pictures out to certain people? You got to ask those questions, because I firmly believe that some of these white supremacist groups that still exist are still out there hunting young black men, and this is exactly what they do to show that they proved that they did what they did. And that's a scary thing. So I'm going to keep a really close eye on this story. It doesn't even have to be twins.
When I first heard the story,
Yep.
I said he did it. I said he did it because one of the things I watch a lot of.
You watch a lot of crime
of crime TV. I read a lot about crimes, and the part of the psychopathy is they want somebody to know that they did it. They act like they want to be hidden, but they actually want somebody to know that they did it. So for you to take a picture and for you to put it out there like that, you had the first thing I said he did it. He did it, or he had something to do with it. There's something wrong with a person who can take a picture of that and then put it out there. So I am waiting for them to figure it out. It might not be today. You had the first thing I said he did it. He did it and put it out there. So I am waiting for them to figure it out. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. But when they figure it out, he's going to have something to have done with it, because you just would not put a picture like that out there unless you had something to do with it.
And the other thing too with people with the psychopathy of, narcissism, sociopaths, psychopaths, is they want to kill because they think of you as an object and a toy, and then they want to display the toy. That's their whole thing. They don't think of you as a person. They think of you as an object. So that's where I think we'll end up finding out that this guy is. And can I just tell you too, the other thing with these narcs, like narcopaths, is they can't stop talking. So they always end up giving themselves, they want to show and like tell, right? Because it's always a show. And look, are you looking at me? Are you looking at me now? That's their whole
It's
thing.
like the crazy stories when you see the predators and they keep the panties or they keep a ring or they keep something. They have to have the proof that they were able to do it, because that's where they feel like their power is. For you to take a picture of those young boys and then to send it out,
You want people to know, and then they'll put it together that he did it.
Yeah,
Frank
Frank
Zanowski
Zanowski.
what were they doing there? Yeah,
Frank
What did Frank say?
Zanowski in the chat says he doesn't like those firemen like that. So, and that's coming from again a Brockton police officer. So he knows some things about people and their psyche and things of that such. Wow, this is a good show. Let's get into the last segment, which is the Trump Trouble segment. Donald Trump snubs Caroline Leavitt as he showed up at the NCAA wrestling tournament. So here's another one you can add to taxpayers' money. Here's the thing, people. President Trump better show up to the NBA Finals this year. Because I'll tell you right now, if President Trump don't show up to the NBA Finals, then people can speak on that one a lot, because he showed up at the NCAA wrestling tournament this weekend. He actually passed right by Caroline Leavitt, his PR person, didn't even shake her hand, didn't even acknowledge her. People are all surprised. It don't surprise me, because that's the type of guy he is. He doesn't respect women. He doesn't care about women. As a woman, you are still beneath him. So for people to be shocked that he didn't shake her hand and didn't acknowledge her, you obviously haven't been paying attention to President Trump.
He didn't piss on her. Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, didn't you see the way he treated his daughter at the inauguration? I mean, like, you have to understand, he's a malignant narcissist too. So
I'm surprised he didn't spit on her.
Like he feels like the whole thing of the narc personality is I'm superior, you're inferior. And that's what their false self really believes. So yeah, I'm not, once you know who they are, they're easy to spot.
Yeah. So, and then
So
also,
if I was Caroline Leavitt, I wouldn't even be looking for that,
she's got to feel some type of way now, because, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been asked about her not having a cabinet seat, and she spins around that question, but you can tell she's hurt. She's hurt that she didn't get a cabinet seat. She's real hurt by that.
She's also a narcissist, and she doesn't realize that this other bigger narcissist doesn't get.
And she's ugly.
And she's ugly.
So he doesn't think she's attractive, because that's the one thing. He wants to be around the attractive people, even though he looks like sludge.
Right.
He wants to be around Marjorie.
With the makeup. He looks like a drag queen because he's wearing makeup.
He's not gonna deal with you if he does. If you notice,
she looks like
that he has accepted, they're halfway attractive.
Man, and so to him, she does. She looks like Cro-Magnon man. So to him, that's not attractive. And I don't know why. I gotta tell you something, because I study narcissism. I was finding it funny that people, like, you have to understand the personality disorder, because they're very easy. You've got to be really attractive for a narc. Otherwise, they're like, I don't want.
And no matter how they look. Yeah. He looks like Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
He could have he could have a vagina down there. You know what I'm saying? Be 600 pounds and be like, I'm so fantastic. I'm so. I like my women thin. But you gotta be thin. Like, I mean, just the whole thing. So once you understand how they operate, so Marjorie, yeah, you're out, boo. You're ugly. Sorry.
Beach blonde, butch
Big
built.
bag.
Jasmine Crockett tore it down that day when she said that. Also, hey, former U.S. Attorney Jessica Alba, 43, was found dead in her Virginia home. Hey, all you MAGA people out there, you talk about the Clintons, you talk about the Bidens. Look, this is a woman who was investigating Russians and other people connected, and now they found her dead. They have not released it as to why, but she was in the.
Well, they said she had an existing medical condition. Okay, that's a lie. If you used to watch, Scandal, if you watch Scandal, you know that's
So that's like Trump's ex-wife falling down the stairs and breaking her neck just before she was about to testify the following week, right? Right.
That's right.
But we don't want to.
That's
We don't want to talk about that.
Course. Right. Exactly. These are so they're all coincidences, right? And they're like convenient.
It's like a great television show. Please stop it.
Yeah.
You know they killed that woman.
Also, in the Trump Texas Senate has decided to ban THC products. Why? Bad parenting. 450 kids in Texas have been poisoned with THC because their parents leave their crap around and the kids get a hold of it. But why does that surprise anybody? Why should that surprise me? You've got over 1,300 people with measles right now in Texas because bad parents didn't want to get their kids vaccinated because they believe this whole vaccination narrative in 2020 during COVID. So
right, but the parents are vaccinated.
The parents are vaccinated, but you don't want to get your kids vaccinated.
But you don't want.
But you're going to believe somebody who was vaccinated who's telling you don't get vaccinated. Okay, they're vaccinated and their kids are vaccinated. Their grandkids are vaccinated, but they're vaccinated. You get vaccinated?
No.
You goes, are you trying to thin out the herd? That's so stupid. It's some of the stupidest, dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
They're saying $8.1 billion industry will be wiped away if this ends up going through for Texas. So it's crazy. And hey, if you remember Donald Trump doing the executive order making English the language, one of those tactics that didn't mean shit. USA becomes the second country in the world with the most Spanish speakers.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I just want the Spanish speakers to say, "Tu mamá es la puta." ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Qué te pasa, Donald Trump? ¿Qué te pasa?
Also, I put up a thing, and my guy, Robert Resnick, he's a U.S. Army colonel, JAG officer. He's on this show every first Tuesday. Robert Resnick wrote a beautiful piece over at The Corridor. I see a lot of MAGA people and people putting on their hats, but this is a guy who's been in the military. He did 2 tours overseas and fought for our freedoms. And I've watched this guy grow into the guy he is. He respected his commander-in-chief when Trump first got into office. He kept his mouth shut. He did what he was supposed to do, but then he realized I gotta open my mouth on some things. Even though I'm military, I gotta tell you when stuff is wrong. So when Hesketh got confirmed, Robert has been very open about his thoughts and what he said, and everything he has said about Hesketh is coming true. Hesketh this week is taking L's. They removed Jackie Robinson's Army military history from all of the stuff, and everybody went crazy. The baseball purists went crazy. Baseball season's about to begin. That 42 being erased from military websites and stuff. So he turns around and he says, "Oh, it was AI. AI accidentally removed it." Okay, but in Black History Month, you also removed the Tuskegee Airmen history from the DOD website so you're trying to tell me that AI did this twice? Come on, Hesketh. Yeah. So now Hesketh gets into trouble even furthermore because now they have this chat on Signal. And they're talking about the Yemen situation and how they're going to go after these people in Houth. And the whole attack was talked about in this chat.
Listen, with the types of weapons that they're going to use. So it was a real full military.
Yep. So they accidentally put a reporter who could have ran with this info, but he didn't. He would stay professional, but he did let people know. Robert wrote a great piece on this over at the core there, and I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to table this for next week because Robert, my colonel, is coming on this show next week. So all you people who were talking about the Hillary Clinton emails and talking about the Biden laptops and so security, look, you guys right now, a lot of you are right now crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets. You all can't say nothing. Crickets right now. So
Hesketh
has been proven wrong.
Can I make a comment about this that I think is really interesting? Is because Hesketh had made comments himself, like, you know, when he was talking about this is such a violation, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, you were careless. And you were careless with military secrets. And now you are finding out firsthand how easy it is to make a mistake, right? Well, you should be fired. You should be fired and removed. That's the bottom line. And it's not a, you know, when you have all this criticism for everyone else and they don't even do not 1/4 of what was done here, right? You've betrayed your country here. You should be fired.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Robert wrote a very, very long piece about this, speaking from his behalf of being a U.S. military colonel. And again, he's not just a military colonel. Robert Resnick was a JAG officer. This is a guy who put people on in jail.
But just think, let's just say there were U.S. lives lost over this, right? Then what? Right? Like this isn't some playtime. This is really serious. This is our military secrets. Like, and you're that careless with that. Wasn't he just on a he was doing some speech, he was over there drinking bourbon? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
That's what they were saying. But here was the key thing about this. I've told people on this show that JD Vance isn't the guy that we see in public. JD Vance is a guy who's torn about where he is in this administration. The one thing that I noticed from these chats that were released, JD Vance is that guy that I said he was. He's that guy. He's not happy where he is. He's not 100% on board with what they're doing. And this is it. And Frank Zanowski's saying they would have covered it up. And they probably would have. The problem is everybody I know said Hesketh was not qualified for this job. He was not qualified for this job. Everybody who's in military said, no way, not this guy. Anybody else but him. And he is unfortunately proving why he does not deserve this job.
Yeah.
And
his mother said that. Remember in those things, you know, she had to clean up her thing, but she was basically like, not my son, he's trash. Right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that whole thing? Like, she was like, he's trash. And then she had to go on Fox News and do the whole cleanup. But if your mama say you trash,
man.
Listen, you know what? No one knows you like your mama. If your mama say you trash, guess what? You trash.
Frank Zanowski says Frank Zanowski in the chat, he says he feels bad for JD Vance. I do. I feel bad for JD because I saw these chats and I was like, see, I knew it. He's that guy behind the scenes.
I don't feel bad for JD Vance too because he started out all in the beginning saying how Trump was trash, how Trump was nothing, how Trump was nothing. Yeah. And as soon as Trump said, hey, I want you, he was on this Trump boat. He was like, I'm sucking dick. I'm sucking dick. I'm sucking dick all day. You sucking dick your soul to the devil. Right. And now this is what you get. Right. Stop it. Listen, before he got on this campaign, he said it out loud that Trump was trash. He was terrible. He was all these things. And as soon as Trump said, I pick you, he went, okay. He was like a little schoolgirl. He was like, everything is the best thing. And now he's upset. Yeah. Now he's upset because Elon is Trump's favorite. And he's like, I'm the VP. I'm the one. So like, you're a dummy. And I'm just going to tell you something too that people better understand fundamentally. Narcs always set up the betrayal. They are always a triangulation. He brought it and said, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then he brought Elon in and was like, well, you're not as good as Elon. Not like Elon. And now Vance is sitting there going, well, what about me? And this is why I try to suggest that people study narcissism, because once you understand it, you'll be like, oh, here it is. And that's exactly what it was. And you went against your own. Like you said yourself, nobody else said it. You said yourself, he's trash. He's terrible. I would never. You can't trust him. You went, and then he said some nice words to you. Yeah. And you pulled your pants down. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Yeah. It's like a young girl. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Do you like me? Do you think I'm sexy? Do you think
Frank Zanowski in the chat. Frank Zanowski says, Wow, I'm surprised to see this from Frank. He says Musk is a fraud. A lot of people don't like Musk. A lot of the people who supported Trump, they don't like the Musk thing. They don't like how this went down. And I warned people on the show. I said, when you pay that much money for somebody to get elected, you want your return. You want your return on that money. And that's what's happening right now. When his kid got up there and said that stuff about Trump in the Oval Office, I said to people, I said, hey, I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I'm a parent. And 4-year-olds say what they hear from their parents. They don't just come out and just say shit. They say what's being said around them. So when his son said that, and I saw that in Trump's face, I'm like, yo, Trump knows. That's not coming from his kid. That's coming from the guy.
That's right. And Trump got that election because of him. Yeah. Everyone's talking. He got SpaceX. He also has the ability to adjust all of these fucking voting machines. Because how can you be not popular and all of a sudden you're so popular? And he said, we don't need any more votes before the fucking vote even happened. Right.
Well, so before we get out of here, Anonymous, the hackers group, says that they have proof that Elon Musk fixed those machines in Pennsylvania.
He did,
And they did kind of leak that because when Trump got elected and they went to Pennsylvania to say thank you for getting us in, he said that right in the rally. He said Elon knows the machines well. Blah blah blah.
So just so you know, Anonymous has made a little thing. He said he's going to show it to the whole world soon. He's going to show.
It doesn't make any sense. You're not popular. All of a sudden, you won the popular vote. You won all of it. It doesn't make sense.
You won all of these states that were clearly like, come on.
But you're connected to a guy who has access to everything. Who can do everything.
He's got Starlink.
Starlink. Of course, he made it happen for you, and that's why you are now his bitch.
Right.
Well, but they took another $103 million off of the Doge site again for receipts that they can't account for. So nobody's getting that $5,000 checks that they've been floating out there that they think they're going to give it because they can't.
No, I mean, this is basically, the guy bankrupted a casino. He's bankrupt. He's literally bankrupting the United States. It's a short. This is a short. He's doing a short, right? So if you take the money from all the other things, because remember, there's no FA and there's no one investigating you. He's literally sucking out all the money, right, for him. That's what he's doing. It's a short. Right. So you remember that movie, The Great Short, when they were just showing how like the whole real estate collapse happened? Mm-hmm. This is the greater short because they are shorting the U.S. government, which is our tax money that we fund. And without us funding it, you've got nothing. So that's why it's a very interesting, and Trump doesn't care because he's old. He's died. He's a narc going out the door. So for him, he's like, I mean, this is the greatest thing ever. And they're going to hang a black portrait over him because he's a traitor, a liar, and a narcissist.
It's going to get interesting. So let's get into my outro banners here, but I'm going to let these ladies say their goodbyes first before I get into my outro banners, and make sure you guys check out the 24/7 gym that they have, FitChoice.
Right. FitChoice 247. Come and see us. 4170 Washington Street, Roslindale. What else?
That's where we are. Yes. Come and see us. We allow people to come in and try it out. Yeah, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. We're not a huge gym, but we have everything you could possibly need. It's not a disco. It is a place you can come and get your fitness goals set and get up and get in and get out.
Nice. Good stuff. Everybody in the chat. Wow. Chat is loaded. Felicia, thank you for tuning in the show. Monkey Wrench Wellness, thank you for tuning in the show. Frank Zanowski, thank you for your service, man. I know you're a veteran and also a police officer. Thanks for coming on the show. Let me get into my outro banners here for the show before we get into this trailer. Those are the hats, the beanies. They're all sold out. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me and buying those beanies. Everybody there's Melodic. Also, the shows that I produce, Drafting the Circuits. That's my racing show on Wednesday. Maddie C Sports on Sundays. We have Hometown Heroes Friday night. $50 to the winner, $25 to the runner-up. Come on through. Sing some karaoke. Have a good time. Brockton Beer Company, open for lunch and dinner. Kids eat free Monday and Wednesday. And then we also have, Emerge Career. You saw this ad. These are guys who, if you've done jail time and you've gotten out, you can now get your CDL. Reach out to Emerge Career, apply, and it doesn't matter that you have a record. They're hooking guys up and helping them get their CDLs. Journey Church in Kentucky. Someone from Kentucky who watches this show wants me to let you know that they have a food pantry on Thursdays from 3 to 6. NAP in Abington, 20% off all pre-rolls from 10 to 1. Make sure to check them out. And then my man, as you saw on this show, Lionel Young, who is also Jaylen Brown's personal trainer. He has his Saturday fitness program for kids for free here in Brockton. Come and check him out. Pay it forward. Show this man some support. And then, hey, we had this tragedy in Brockton this weekend, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Brockton High. Join the movement. We need 50 mentors with one mission to show up and support our youth. And then there we go again, my artist, Vianna Marie, Best Female Hip Hop, Remy TV Influencer Awards. That's going to be on April 19th. We will be in the house. Wicked Comic Con is on that same day. I won't be able to attend that day, but it's free admission. Make sure to get down there and check it out. And then, hey, April 25th, Revenge of the Sith. I'll be at the movie theater. And then Candy Crusher Roller Derby takes place at Starland Sportsplex in Hanover. $10. Kids are free. April 4th. Check those ladies out. And then the Hands Off Donald Trump Musk Rally takes place Saturday, April 5th. Boston Commons. This is the big one. They want everybody there. And then April 5th is also the NAP one-year union celebration for their anniversary. So you want to make sure to check them out. And then Franklin Park, Kite and Bike Festival. People, it's already that time of the year. May 17th. Kite and Bike Festival, Franklin Park. This has been a long, ongoing event. And then Bat buses are free till June of this year. And don't forget the new train started up. And then Monkey Wrench Wellness, she's in the chat. She does the free warrior yoga for first responders and veterans Wednesdays at 6:30 at the Abington Library. Monkey Wrench Wellness, thank you for that, for doing that for our first responders. And then we have the Run the Home Base run that takes place at Fenway Park on July 26th to raise money for veterans' mental health. And then Wu-Tang coming July 17th. And then Broken Chain Biker Church, $20 per ticket. You can win that motorcycle. Money goes to a good cause. And then Jamal Brathwaite is running for Ward 6. And that is it, people. Don't take off, though, because I've got that trailer for Popeye the Slayer Man coming up for you guys. But I got to thank my ladies for coming on the show. Nina and Crystal. Wow, that was a good-ass show. We almost went 2 hours. Damn.
We got a lot to say.
Damn, y'all held down the topics and everything. That's on point. That's on point. So, hey, I got to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I got to thank everybody in the chat. I got to thank everybody for holding it down. I'm actually going to do it. Like I said, I usually like to do a field trip when I have good guests on and good locations, and sometimes taking a field trip and bringing it on video and showing you guys. I'm going to have to go down there to FitChoice and do a little field trip. Check it out, get some video, and post it on the site. And then it's good stuff. Anybody you guys want to shout out before we get out of here and show this trailer?
Shout out, Nina.
FitChoice? Okay, all right. I guess not. I guess we're just shouting out up. Shouting out.
I'll get these ladies on again. Hey, I got to get out of here. SpongeBob is going to take us home after you guys watch this trailer. Then I'll be back on the air live at 9:30 for Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor podcast with Kevin Jeffries. We're going to be talking about that wrestling. But here it is, Popeye, the Slayer Man. Check it out. And I'll be back next Tuesday with First Tuesday with Robert Resnick and my attorney, Ken Diesenoff, the defense attorney. We're definitely going to be getting down and dirty about this Trump stuff. Here we go.
Keith, great job.
Good stuff. All right.
Move your ass! We see you! You're not gonna get away from us! What? What are you doing?
You shouldn't. Isn't this the place?
So you're afraid of ghosts now? Come on!
We shouldn't be here, man. You know what happened here, right? Come on, just move. Let's go. Adrian! Come to Daddy.
Don't let her get off. Don't let her get off.
I think we should get out of here.
We ain't going anywhere until we get what we want. Gotcha, bitch! Come on, Adrian. Making me run.
Where do you think you're going?
She ain't going nowhere. You think you just steal coke from us and just walk away?
Please, I didn't mean to. Please, here, I'll pay you back.
Oh, you'll pay us back. In more ways than you know. This ain't your business. You best get the hell out of here. Or else you next.
It's him. I'll kill her. I'll slit her throat one step closer. I swear I will.
You're a monster.
Oh, yeah. What? Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening to The Booth on Hoobazoo and HatcherRadio.com. Please follow the Facebook page and subscribe to the podcast at Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. The Booth is a Sinister One production hosted by Sinister One.
I've got to start hanging out with friends that are a little more intelligent and understand politics and stuff. It's just that I'm up on this level up here, and all my friends are down here. Me, nah. You guys, nah. Maybe a little more down here. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I smoke, I drink, I do my thing. These bitches hating, so you know I got to make it plain. Don't do cocaine with your chick, my main. We stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, which was easy. If only I made it, keep this shit on repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate, but y'all think I'm playing. And I got a hit now for these weak ass hoes who think I ain't slaying. Try me, and I'll probably end up laughing, cause I never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip, I don't need that shit, I got my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting, guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, 'cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
WHOOBAZOO, that's whoobazoo.com.
Enter website, enter website, enter website, enter website.